Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Mind Your Mental Matters. I'm Yvette, and on this channel, we talk all things mental health. Gumnandiyela, because we talk about things that keep us woke when it comes to mental health matters. So do subscribe so you can also stay woke and you never have to miss any of my videos. So in today's video, I am wearing a shirt that used to belong to my father back in his days, but that is not what this video is about. In this video, actually, I want to be hearing more from you guys. I want to do a little bit less talking and hear from you what you guys think, right? I have a question, and this is my question to you. What is the attitude towards mental health in your community, and why do you think that the community has adopted these beliefs? So the question is what and why? What is the attitude towards mental health in your community, and why do you think the community has that attitude towards mental health? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Let's get this one really going, guys. Let's have a nice chat about this one and let me know what is happening in your community. I'll go first. Growing up in Deep Kloof in Soweto, most families were either maybe in the low class or middle class. So mental health was never a subject or topic that was up for discussion. It was never even on the agenda, you know. So depending on the type of mental illness that a person may have had in the community, people would either define it as buloyi, izinto zabantu, or just witchcraft, you know. Or they would say that, oh, this person just has a bad attitude, or they are extremely moody, you know. And that's when you would hear people saying things like, lo akathanda abantu, or lo unezinto ezisnacks, you know, as if that person is not a people's person. And that would be the general idea or conclusion about someone. People don't really have much information about mental illnesses, that they think if somebody is mentally ill, it's because of something they have done wrong, or somebody did something to them, right? Very few people know that depression or anxiety, for example, are mental disorders. And even those who do know, they find it hard to believe that these are things that can affect them or people around them, or even Black people. So when they talk about anxiety or depression, it's like, yeah, zikhona lezi zinto lezi, but izinto zabelungu man, or izinto zabantu abanemali, you know. And I think these beliefs have been adopted because of lack of knowledge, first and foremost, ignorance, and also having other strong cultural and religious beliefs. You know, before the westernized way of doing things, Black people had their own ways of doing things, right? They might have struggled with what we call mental disorders today, but maybe they call them something else. And now, because these things were inexplicable, our grandparents and our great-grandparents referred to them as acts of witchcraft, you know, and those narratives have been passed down to different generations. Today, scientists and psychologists have given names to these mental disorders. They've even gone as far as categorizing them as either mood disorders or eating disorders or personality disorders, etc. However, with all of these, the cause of many mental disorders is still unknown, which then reiterates why many Black people found this subject very taboo, right? In the case of mood disorders, for example, like bipolar, where a person experiences episodes of extreme highs and extreme lows, people may find it hard to believe, Uguti, this is bipolar. Why? Because a person's mood is affected. And to be honest, we all have moods sometimes, right? We all have days where we are just like up there and we're happy, and then we have days where we just feel sad. But now if somebody has extreme moods, the attitude is like, no. See, we all have moods, we all feel sad sometimes, so what's so special about your sadness? You know, we all face the same struggles most. Nami, my family is going through the most, but you don't see me in bed all day for days, or even trying to kill myself. So why you turn the attention so? Why you turn the attention, guys? What's so special about you? That's the kind of attitude that mental disorders are met with in especially Black communities. People don't really consider that we are different as people, and therefore we react differently to situations. We react differently to situations. The same way that you can have maybe two people who are both chain smokers, they are both heavy drinkers, but only one may develop lung cancer while the other will not have any of those problems. And in the very same way, in the exact same way, our vulnerability to mental disorders is different. This is something that people don't know. This is something that people don't think about or consider. And sometimes it's just something that people don't even want to be bothered with, you know? So that's me and what I think about this question and what I have noticed in the community that I was born and raised. In the community where I currently live and have been living for some time now, which is Dubai, right, in the UAE. People know and have a better understanding compared to where I come from in the ghetto, but people are not comfortable talking about it. There is still this stigma surrounding mental illnesses and mental health that people are just like, no, you can't be talking about these things on social media. In fact, somebody said this to me. They said to me, no, Yvette, you can't be talking about these things on social media. And I was like, okay, where do you propose I talk about it? Because it's the people who are on social media who are experiencing mental illnesses. It's the people who are on social media who need to be hearing about these things. So if you're saying to me I cannot be talking about this thing, I'm like, why is it okay for us to talk about how to make our booty bigger, but it's not okay for us to talk about things that will enhance our mental health? So I feel like this is the attitude in this community where I currently am in right now. I'm going to play you guys some voice notes about some of the answers I got from my friend, and I'm going to read to you some of their responses. Now remember, the question is, what is the attitude towards mental health in your community, and why do you think the community has adopted these beliefs? You should also let me know in the comment section, but this is what one of my friends had to say. Listen to this.
So my friend, I think it depends on like the kind of mental health or mental illness you have. I think like things like depression and bipolar, you know, they're not taken seriously in our community, you know. I think, you know, there's this mentality among black people that, you know, black people have faced so much hardship, and now for someone to be, you know, like people will be like, we face so much hardship and we've made it out really sharp, and now here you are acting up over Ntwenyana Inyani, you know. I think that's what it is. I think we are very black and white when it comes to stuff like that. There are very rarely any shades of grey, my friend, because we will compare the situation. No, but but yena asang a bit depressed, and then attention, you know. I think it's not viewed as something is real, both depression, bipolar. I remember Skumba made a joke about, like, he's a comedian, in case you didn't know. He made a joke about how a black family would react if they found someone trying to commit suicide. And he was like, bakabitsana, you know, bakabitsana kundlu, hey, Thandi, ozobona nayi mihlola, ozobona lo mntana uyenzani. Okay, labona. Like it would be viewed as, and then when why are you wanting to inconvenience us? You know, it's just seen as someone obatlang attention, and as a result they're inconveniencing the family, and they just need to get over it because the family has bigger things to deal with, or bigger things to worry about than your little stunts. Do you get what I mean? And he even went on, you know, the way they won't even care to even find you help cutting. Like they'd even say, oh, uzhanga ngisiling yam, uhambe uyobiza ubhuti ban. Like, you know, that same person who attempted to kill themselves would have to be the one who would now have to go find whoever it is that needs to come and fix the ceiling, because they're the ones that broke it, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I think, and then they'd move on. Like, the way the joke was, it's like, and then they'd move on, and then, you know, it would be something it would discuss who I'm fellow, hey, yes, nahi mihlola, yes, low, yes, in, you know, Waban. So I think it depends on, like, which mental health condition it is. When it
Right. And she went on and on and on. And I mean, it's true, this is exactly what happens. People just talk about it as if, law, it's just trying to get attention, and that's just all it is. They don't even try to get help for the person, right? So I'm going to read you one of the comments from my friend who is from Zimbabwe, and she said, most of the times, my community just assumes, Kuti, it's witchcraft, or you have beaten up your mom. Because there's a belief that if you beat your mom up, then you go mad. If it's a married man, they assume kuti akajgizwa. They've been given love potion by the wife so that he won't cheat. If it's at school, they would think that the relatives are bewitching your child because she is smarter or more intelligent. So that's their attitude automatically. Mental health has no other cause other than witchcraft. They have adopted these beliefs because there is no knowledge on mental health or awareness raising of what can be other causes. The fact that everyone agrees that it's witchcraft, they leave no room for research because it's a done deal for them, and the only help you can get is to go to Kumapostori or witch doctors who will also maybe make matters worse and lie that Uncle so and so hates you and he bewitched your smart child at school, so that the child can fail, right? And this is her comment. I'm going to play you one more voice note from another one of my friends, and this is what he had to say.
So let me put it in the different categories, right? First category, growing up as a Christian boy, Muzalwane, we blamed it was blamed on the devil. Let's say if someone was suicidal, they wouldn't look into counseling or thinking that it's something deeper than just the devil and his demons. They would just pray for the person and rebuke the spirit of whatever, the spirit of suicide, whatever, or the spirit of what. That's how Christians looked at it, born again Christians, Bazalwane. And then Kukasi, they would blame it either on drugs, alcohol, or just some witchcraft. So we never, until there was awareness about mental health, people never really took it seriously. Or not that they didn't take it seriously, they were quite ignorant. We were quite ignorant about it.
Okay, and lastly, I'm going to read you one more comment from my cousin who grew up in Limpopo, and this is what she had to say. She said, on that family that has a person who has a mental illness, in most cases, the kids are born normal, ne? And then as time goes on and on, they start behaving differently from the way they used to, or even start acting strange. And then the parents point out to that as probably they've done something to my child, as in witchcraft. And also, that spiritual things cannot be solved with science and stuff. They just need spiritual attention. So in that way, they start looking at the issue of spirituality instead of seeking the help of a professional. And then the community, a person who has a mental health problem is just a joke in such a way that they make fun of that person, whereby if you also happen to be related to that person, you could wish the earth must just open up and you just get inside. Let me say, for instance, one of my siblings has a mental illness. He or she sometimes talks to herself or does any of those actions to show that she has a mental issue. They will now refer to me as Kensa Wosi, Sesiwa Loya wo Benga, or Sesiwa Loya lo Wula Ari Eshe, as in the sister of that child who speaks alone, or the sister of that mad one, right? And then and they, in that way, just make you feel as if you're less of a human being. The Adoption of the beliefs. I cannot say that the main reason is that we don't care or what, but it's all about not knowing. Being ashamed to come out, and ignorance. It's either you don't know about mental health issues or you do know about them, and also their symptoms, but you ignore or you are ashamed of what people will say if they were to find out Kuri, your dear child is now a lunatic. Now, I had a lot of responses from my friends, guys, who had a lot of things to say, and so many of them attributed things, mental illnesses, to things like witchcraft, cultural beliefs, and religious beliefs, as you can hear from these comments, right? I also had some of my friends just blue tick my messages on WhatsApp and not really want to talk about it, or others saying to me, oh, we'll let you know later, or remind me later, because some people just don't feel comfortable talking about these things, or they are just boring, or whatever the case may be. So again, I ask you guys to let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think? Why? What are the attitudes in your community, and why do you think these are the attitudes in your community? And without making this video too long, I'm going to leave it to you. You guys let me know your thoughts. Let me know what and why. And if you want to go the extra mile, let me know what you think is the solution. How can we change it? How do we change it? Should we change it? You know, are we supposed to change it? Like, what do we do? What's the solution, right? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let's get this one really going, guys. I'm also working on a very interesting video that will look at the relationship between witchcraft and mental health, mental disorders. Where do the two meet? Do they even meet anyway? Why do Africans attribute mental disorders to witchcraft? Because clearly there is something there, you know? What are our elders saying? Where does all this witchcraft business come from? And how is witchcraft even diagnosed to begin with? So yeah, do look out for that one. It's going to be quite interesting. But for now, let me know on the question I have asked. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe and share this video with everybody that you care about, because it is going to be so helpful. Until the next one, lots of love, lots of light, and perfect mental health to you and your people.